Thinking of moving to Europe? Hold on to your hats because everything is about to change. By 2026, a massive visa reset is rolling out across the continent, and it's going to completely transform how and where you can live, work, and travel. If you've been dreaming of a life in Paris, Rome, or even a quiet village in Portugal, you need to hear this. We're about to break down the 10 biggest policy shifts that could either fast-track your European dream or stop it in its tracks. Stick around because what you're about to learn is crucial for your future plans. Let's dive right into the first major shift, the full implementation of the Entry-Exit System, or EES. Forget passport stamps. Starting in 2025, this automated IT system will electronically register non-EU travelers every time they cross a border. For the 90-day visa-free crowd, this means precision tracking of your stay. Overstaying even by a day will be automatically flagged, leading to potential fines or entry bans. It's a game changer for digital nomads who have been visa running. The old loopholes are closing, and strict compliance will be the new norm. Next up, a term you'll be hearing a lot, ETS, the European Travel Information and Authorization System. Think of it like the US ESTA program. Before you even book your flight for a short stay, you'll need to apply online for this pre-travel authorization. It's not a visa, but it is a mandatory screening process. The system will cross-reference your data with security databases. While the application is expected to be quick and inexpensive, any red flags could lead to a denial, meaning you won't even be allowed to board your plane to Europe. This adds a new preliminary step for millions of travelers who previously just showed up with their passports. The third big shift is the crackdown on so-called golden visas. For years, wealthy investors could essentially buy residency and sometimes citizenship in countries like Portugal, Spain, and Greece by purchasing expensive real estate. But concerns over housing inflation and security have led the EU to pressure member states to end these programs. Portugal has already radically overhauled its program, and others are following suit. This means the fast track to a European passport through investment is rapidly disappearing. If you had your eye on this route, the window of opportunity is slamming shut. Fourth, get ready for a surge in digital nomad visas, but with a twist. Countries are recognizing the economic benefit of attracting remote workers, so we're seeing more and more of these specialized visas pop up, from Italy to Croatia. However, the requirements are getting stricter. Expect higher minimum income thresholds, mandatory health insurance, and proof of a genuine active remote job. They're not just looking for tourists who work a little, they want high-earning professionals who will contribute to the local economy without taking local jobs. The freelancing from a beach on a shoestring budget model is becoming much harder to sustain long-term. Shift number 5 is a renewed focus on skilled worker migration, particularly in critical sectors. Europe is facing a significant labor shortage in areas like healthcare, IT, and green energy. To combat this, the EU is streamlining the process for qualified professionals to get work permits. The EU Blue Card, for example, is being revised to have lower salary thresholds and more flexible rules, making it easier for highly skilled non-EU citizens to move between member countries. If you have in-demand skills, your path to living and working in Europe could become significantly easier. They don't just want visitors, they want talent. Now for number 6, which impacts family life, stricter and more standardized family reunification rules. While the right to family life is protected, the EU is aiming to harmonize the application process across all member states. This could mean more uniform requirements for income, housing, and integration measures like language courses for the sponsoring family member. For some, this might simplify the process, but for others it could introduce new hurdles if their host country previously had more lenient rules. It is a move towards a one-size-fits-all approach that will have mixed results for families trying to reunite. The 7th policy shift is a big one for students, enhanced mobility and post-study work rights. The EU wants to retain the bright minds it educates. New directives will make it easier for international students to not only move between universities in different EU countries during their studies, but also to stay and look for work for a period after graduation. This is a massive incentive. If you're planning to study in Europe, you'll have a clearer, more supportive pathway to transition from being a student to a working professional, without the immediate pressure of having to leave right after getting your diploma. Number 8 is a bit of a reality check. The Schengen shuffle is coming to an end. This is the practice of spending 90 days in the Schengen area, then hopping over to a non-Schengen country like the UK or a Balkan nation for 90 days, and then re-entering Schengen. With the new EES system logging every entry and exit digitally and sharing data, border guards will have a crystal-clear picture of your travel patterns. This increased scrutiny means authorities will be on the lookout for people who are effectively trying to live in Europe on a tourist visa. Expect this loophole to be firmly closed. 9th on our list is the rise of regional and talent-based visas. Forget one-size-fits-all national programs. We're seeing more specific, targeted schemes. Think of a tech visa for a specific city, a startup founder's visa for a particular economic zone, or an artist residency permit for a cultural hub. Governments are realizing they can attract specific types of talent by creating bespoke programs with tailored benefits. This means you'll need to do more specific research. Your perfect visa might not be a national one, but a highly specialized program offered by a single region or city that perfectly matches your profile. Finally, our 10th point is the overarching theme, a massive push for digitization. Say goodbye to piles of paperwork and long embassy queues. The entire visa application process is moving online. From submitting documents to booking appointments, and even receiving decisions, it will all be done through digital portals. The EU's goal is a more efficient, secure, and unified system. While this promises convenience, it also means you need to be tech-savvy. A poorly scanned document or a mistake in an online form could lead to an automatic rejection. Precision and digital literacy will be more important than ever. So what does this all mean for you? The dream of living in Europe isn't over, but the rules of the game are changing fundamentally. The casual, go-with-the-flow approach is being replaced by a system that demands planning, compliance, and, in many cases, specific in-demand skills. The era of loopholes is ending, and a new era of structured digital migration is beginning. You need to adapt your strategy now. Thank you so much for watching. The European landscape is evolving, and staying informed is your best tool. If this breakdown helped you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more essential updates on living and working abroad. Drop a comment below with your questions or which change impacts you the most. See you in the next video.